The following video contains content created by Monty Ohm and is distributed by Rooster Teeth. Please support the official release.
Celebration! Hello everybody, this is Swaverly and welcome to another Unleashed video. You guys are so freaking awesome. I finally hit 100 subscribers. It might not seem like a big achievement to most people, but it's a big achievement to me because I never expected to get this many subscribers to my channel. So in celebration, we are going to be learning a little bit more about the world of Remnant today. And those are the videos I'm going to be watching. I looped all 4 of them together. I haven't watched them yet. I just put them in my editing software and just edited all videos one right after the other so I don't have to cut them in post. So yeah, we're going to go right into this. So, yay. Okay, apparently when I went to go do the videos, I only did Volume 3's World of Remnant. So I'm going to have to do the regular World of Remnant here real quick from YouTube. So I'm going to have to break it up in post anyway. So, boo. Alright, here we go. World of Remnant 1, Dust.
Dust. By definition, it is a naturally occurring energy propellant that can be triggered by the aura of humans and fauna.
Oh.
But in reality, it is much, much more.
Ooh, tell me more.
Found in 4 basic forms, dust can be combined both artificially and naturally to form new, stronger types.
Oh.
Each with unique,
Like gravity? I like that scene from Chibi. Gravity!
a multitude of ways in which to harness the powers of these mysterious crystals. From airships to androids, dust has made its way into practically every facet of technology. Some prefer to use dust in its raw form. Elegant, yet destructive.
Ooh.
Those who choose to wield dust in this state must possess a certain level of discipline to ensure that their resulting powers do not break free from their control.
Ooh.
Dust ammunition serves as a more practical application in today's modern society. With the technological advancements in weapon design, warriors need simply choose the right cartridge for the job and pull the trigger. While this has become the standard method of use, it is not uncommon to find individuals still practicing more archaic forms of dust manipulation,
Ooh.
such as weaving it into clothing, or even fusing it directly with their own bodies.
Oh, really? You can do that?
Despite working, fighting, and even turning a profit with it, humanity has still yet to understand how dust came to be, and more importantly, how their involvement with dust will ultimately change the world of Remnant.
Okay, that was the first one. Music in RWBY is awesome. Okay, this one's called Kingdoms. So this is why I download the videos first.
It's a dangerous place, particularly for man.
Can they explain the moon, please?
Humanity has roamed,
I know you guys have told me about it in the comment section below, but I want to hear it from them.
but 4 have withstood the test of time. Atlas, Mistral, Vacuo, Leo. These 4 kingdoms, with the help of natural will,
I just like that continent that's shaped kind of like a dragon.
that they have the will to survive. Each kingdom has a governing council to represent the people and their needs. Next comes the military. While most kingdoms only call on its citizens to serve when needed, others find it important to be prepared.
Like Atlas.
Those who choose to venture outside the walls of the kingdoms. Roaming nomads and small villages are not common, yet neither is their tendency to disappear overnight. Lastly, the Huntsman Academies. These institutions' sole purpose is to train the next generation of huntsmen. The next generation of defenders that will live and die to protect the lifestyle that they've become so accustomed to. Yes, the world of Remnant is indeed a dangerous place, but the Four Kingdoms stand as beacons of hope.
Beacon!
Safe havens from the
Haven!
that surrounds them. They are the key to mankind's survival, as long as they stand united.
Poof! Grim! The only reason I know the titles of these is because I'm looking them up on YouTube before I watch them. The other ones I downloaded because they were like in order for the download that I did.
Of Grim, a ravenous, destructive force that covers the majority of Remnant. While often referred to simply as Grim in the common vernacular, these beings serve as the greatest foe to mankind. For as long as humanity can recall,
I thought humans were the greatest foe to humankind.
so do they remember this wicked force. Many ancient cultures believed the creatures of Grim to be animals possessed by evil spirits, or perhaps the spirits of tortured animals themselves. However, further study, as well as the discovery of newer, more horrific forms of Grim, does not support this hypothesis. With new creatures discovered every day, scientists perpetually find themselves with more questions than answers. While very little is known of their origin, some key facts have been observed.
Oh shit!
First and foremost, the Grim exclusively attack humans and their creations. While occasional skirmishes between wildlife and Grim have occurred, these instances appear to be based on territorial provocations rather than a need for sustenance. In fact, the common belief is that the Grim are not obligated to feed. They choose to.
Ooh.
What is perhaps even more
That's disturbing.
is the basis of their attraction. The creatures of Grim are lured towards negative emotion. In the rare instances when villages are capable of defending against a wave of Grim, their survival is not guaranteed, as widespread panic will only lead to more attacks. Little else is known about the creatures of Grim. Keeping them in captivity has proven to be an understandably difficult task, as the creatures tend to either die or kill those who imprisoned them in the first place. To further complicate study, the corpse of a Grim will only remain for a short period of time before completely evaporating. Those who hunt the beasts for sport find this particularly upsetting, but manage
Is that port?
cheap taxidermic recreations and bombastic stories.
It was port.
The creatures of Grim appear mindless. More delicate observation has proven contradictory. It has been noted that while younger Grim tend to be more reckless, older Grim, who have managed to survive their battles, have the tendency to learn from their experience and will exercise caution in the future. This perverse form of self-preservation allows the creatures to become more effective killers. In the end, killing is all that matters.
Shit. Alright, on to Volume 3's World of Remnant. I completely skipped the first 2 volumes of the World of Remnant. I just went to Volume 4's World of Remnant. I'm gonna be putting that in post. Oh, hey, Ozpin. This is weird. It's weird. I'm reacting to the first volumes of the World of Remnant before, or I should say after, I reacted to the Volume 4 World of Remnant. But yet I'm going to be editing it in later.
With war, the kingdoms of the world had been locked in a violent struggle for years. But eventually the Great War of Remnant came to an end on the small island of Vital. It was here that humanity's leaders chose peace over bloodshed and constructed the future of modern society, establishing new laws, new academies, and new traditions. The Vital Festival was created to serve as a celebration of peace between the kingdoms. Every 2 years, a kingdom would be chosen to open its doors to the world, allowing citizens from every corner of Remnant to meet and indulge in one another's cultures. The pinnacle of this event was the Vital Festival Tournament. After the newly formed Huntsman Academies proved to be a success, the Vital Festival Tournament was designed to test the strengths of the kingdom's...
What's with the red scarf thing? Is this supposed to be like
competitive environment,
RWBY or something?
A wonderful method in which to ensure that the world's huntsmen would never settle for mediocrity, but would constantly strive to become the absolute best they could be. As the skills of the huntsmen grew, so did the games. And in time, it was decided that the tournament would need a stage equal in greatness to that of its competitors. Amity Coliseum was the culmination of the Four Kingdoms' efforts, a technological marvel and a shining symbol of harmony, capable of making the journey to all the kingdoms of Remnant.
Oh, so the stadium travels. That is cool. I did not know that.
But it is peace that has served to shepherd humanity on its ascension to greatness.
I just thought Vale had that tournament thing just floating up there at all time.
May we never stray from that path.
Good on you, Ozpin. Huntsman! Yes! Those stupid ads, this is why I download stuff first. Good thing I downloaded the Volume 4 War of Remnants.
And huntresses, the best and brightest warriors of Remnant, ranking higher than kingdom police and even military in terms of strength and skill. The occupation was established alongside the Huntsman Academies after the Great War, with the hope of creating elite warriors whose sole purpose would be to combat the creatures of myth. Beacon Academy was founded in Vale, Haven founded in Mistral, Shade founded in Vacuum, and Atlas founded in the now-defunct Kingdom of Mantle. These institutions accepted graduates of primary combat schools who showed enough promise and tenacity to not only battle the world's deadliest creatures, but also protect their fellow men. For this reason,
RWBY!
ensuring the continual development of communication...
I might actually use that as my thumbnail.
and teamwork, traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution to maintaining peace, the founders of the academies believed that their graduates should be kept separate from kingdom allegiance. Once finished with their training, huntsmen and huntresses are free to choose who they work for, as well as what kind of work they will do through the use of mission points. Allying with a particular kingdom or village is entirely up to the individual. However, Atlas Academy has come under increasing amounts of scrutiny for the indoctrination of military lifestyle upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's special ops.
Ah, Winter.
Every academy has its own methods of teaching. The end result is the same. Huntsmen and huntresses ready to make their own paths. Some will stay together as a team, some will move on to work alone. All are expected to serve humanity
That's a cool shot.
and never succumb to the darkness.
Continental Transit System. Trying to buy time while I skip the ad.
Throughout the years, the world of Remnant has seen hundreds of technological advances that have changed society. The most influential of all of them being the cross-continental transmit system.
Oh, transmit, not transit.
CCTS. Long-range communication was extremely limited. The discovery and development of radio technology allowed for communication within the boundaries of most kingdoms. But communication with other parts of the world was restricted to the physical delivery of messages. With every alternative form of communication that was proposed, there seemed to be the perfect obstacle.
Grim.
The destructive nature of the creatures of RWBY severely limited the reliability of ground-based technologies. The concept of relay satellites orbiting around the planet was promising. Unfortunately, modern man has yet to make the technological advancements required to achieve spaceflight.
Really? In RWBY? They make transforming guns, but they can't go into space? What?
Eventually, it was the people of Atlas, the world's leader
That is surprising.
that developed the
I mean, they can make floating stadiums, but they can't go into space.
like radio, signals were sent and received wirelessly, though the content of these transmissions were not nearly as limited. Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips. Currently, the system is supported by 4 primary relay towers, each located within a safe-guarded area of the kingdoms. These towers allow for wireless communication within a kingdom through the use of devices such as scrolls. Signals become less reliable the farther a user travels from the CCT tower. And although smaller support towers do exist outside of kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of the realm. Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions between kingdoms were possible through the use of slightly more advanced devices, typically found in homes and CCT centers. The cross-continental transmit system has and will continue to advance the progression of mankind. However, if one of the 4 towers is taken offline, the entire network fails with it. A slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic. No one voice is louder than the others, and no voice may be silenced without the rest.
That is slightly poetic.
Then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
Oh, damn. Now, I'm only going to react to one last one, because the last 4, it looks like it's just telling me more about each kingdom. Yeah, I'll do all of them. But this one is called The Maidens, 4 Maidens. You know, Iron Maiden. There's a 5th maiden they're not talking about.
Of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man. Alone,
Oh, they actually gave him a face.
hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world, the wizard seldom had visitors. On this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden. Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. find that a second maiden had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry, with a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket and planted them in the wizard's garden. The old hermit could hardly believe his eyes as the maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, if not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree. A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the two maidens. The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she happily responded, "My name is Summer. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sister." Of course, thought the wizard. But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny? As it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing. Why choose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side? It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home and stepped outside. The warmth.
Ah! Natural light! Ah!
And soon the wizard wasn't feeling much like himself anymore.
She's like, "Oh, you stupid."
He was feeling much better.
Yes, because you're getting your daily dose of vitamin D. You know, D.
As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree.
Fall.
He smiled and beckoned her to join him, asking only for her name. "My name is Fall," she replied softly. "I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters. Who are you?" "Me?" the wizard wondered. "Well, I am but an old woman. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to fear." The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. "But sir, do you not see? You have so much." It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful.
This is a good story.
Lingered in his mind. "Why me?" he asked. "Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special?" The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. "I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you're special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able." The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters. He smiled. "Take this gift and know now that you are able to do so much more. Now, armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall, promised to carry on
Wait, I thought the Fall Maiden had the power. Oh no, wait, that was just Cinder who had the power of fire.
One by one,
No, wait, she had the power of fire from the Fall Maiden. What the hell? I thought. Why is Summer having the power of fire?
they promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
That was good. Alright, yeah, I'm not gonna watch the last. I'm not gonna watch the last forest because I'm running out of time. I have to go into work. I have to actually get ready right now, so I'm gonna have to put this in my software real quick and then edit it as soon as I get back home from work. So that's it for these videos. I'm gonna have to cut and put the Volume 4 one after this. So loop on to that. Let us go and. The world of Remnant. Between Kingdoms. My voice has finally started recovering. It has been a rough
now
week.
you know more about the kingdoms. But what's between the big cities? Alright, the easy answer is Rim. There's no reason to beat around the bush. They're out there. And it probably won't go well if you run into one.
No.
That's okay, because you're a huntsman.
Yes, Huntsman.
Huntress. And you've trained at one of the major academies, so you're probably fine. Just don't get yourself overrun by a pack of them. Now, after a long day of killing Grimm and saving the world, you're going to probably want to stop at a small town inn. Small villages dot the land between the major cities. You might ask, with the wilderness being so dangerous, why not just live in the big cities?
That's a good
That
question.
life isn't meant for everyone.
Yeah, that is true.
Small towns are founded by people that have a problem with the kingdoms, or don't want to deal with the kingdom's problems, or maybe just enjoy the simpler life and would rather take their chances in the wild than in a kingdom. It goes about as well as you'd think. If
Yes.
founders are smart, then there's a good chance these towns can survive for the same reason the kingdoms continue to. Natural barriers, strong defenses, and stubborn citizens. At least a few
Grab your torch and pitchforks.
a town lasting more than a year isn't great. Unfortunately, it's not just the Grimm running around ruining towns. Wandering bandits are another threat. These groups of usually fairly skilled fighters travel the lands, never settling in one place.
Jeez, the world of Remnant is dangerous.
Between kingdoms. But that's not all. These raiders will often
I'm liking this
town
art
to
style.
be at its weakest, maybe after a Grimm attack or while its fighters are out hunting, before finally moving in at night and striking. Bunch of jerks. The worst part is, if the Grimm hadn't attacked before, you'd better be damn sure they will now. And you can't exactly have bandits raid your town without at least a few negative emotions. This is also why bandits never stay in the towns they conquer. With attitudes like the ones they have, Grimm tend to be pretty interested in them as well. As long as they keep moving, they've got a better chance of survival. Besides these small towns, the areas between kingdoms really depend on the continent. Harsh deserts, icy tundras, lush forests, you name it. At this point, pretty much every inch of Remnant has been mapped out. Although there are some areas that no one's gone into and come out alive.
Oh wow, really?
And of course, somewhere out there is where she is.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Salem. Yay. Okay, and the next one. Faunus. Oh, good! Faunus. I love Faunus.
You know, most of us spend a lot of time talking about mankind versus Grimm, but technically, there is a third party in the mix. The Faunus. In case you're not in the know, Faunus are a species on Remnant that appear to be human in just about every way. Every way but one. Each Faunus has a single animalistic trait, some more apparent than others. Ram horns, tiger claws, cat ears.
Hey.
I swear on my huntsman's license, I once saw a guy regrow his severed lizard tail. I
Oh,
swear,
wow.
no amount of drinking can make you forget that pretty picture. Where Faunus have been around as long as mankind, if not a little longer. History gets a little fuzzy past a certain point, but we do know that their kind and ours are completely compatible from a biological.
So you can interbreed.
Two wolf faunus, you get a little wolf cub kiddo. A wolf faunus and a human also typically means your little bundle of joy's teething phase could get a little dicey. But if you take a wolf faunus and a bull faunus, for example, it's a complete roll of the dice. For all you know, you could be cleaning up your son's shedded snake skin.
Wow,
Scientists
really?
are still scratching their heads when it comes to, well, a lot about faunus. But science isn't the real problem. It's how we all get along. Or in this case, how we don't. Early man was scared to death of the faunus. And honestly, it's not too hard to sympathize with that. Seeing something that looks like you and acts like you walk out of the forest and reveal a pair of fangs can be a little upsetting.
Yeah.
Most things man doesn't understand. All sorts of rumors and stories surround the faunus. People avoided them like the plague, pushing them out of settlements and sometimes even hunting them down.
Oh shit. That got dark.
Man began to outnumber the faunus, and the faunus began to consider man nothing more than a hostile species. Can't really blame them. These clashes between species were unavoidable, as land that was safe from the Grim was in constant short supply. But it was the Grim that finally brought humans and faunus together for the first time. A village in Sanus fell under attack, and the only reason anyone survived was because the humans and faunus united against their common enemy. It was a step in the right direction, but it didn't fix everything. Once humanity learned they weren't so different from the faunus, they still used those differences as an excuse to exploit and alienate them. The treatment of the faunus differed around the world, and things wouldn't improve much for them until the Great War.
I'm learning a lot.
Veil and vacuum against mantle and mystery. A war unlike anyone had ever seen. When it was over, the world was desperate to find compromises that would ensure they'd never see the likes of it again. Faunus were awarded equal rights as citizens of Remnant, and as an apology, they were given an entire continent of their own to do with as they pleased. There were some that saw this as fair and just, but many saw it for what it really was. A slap in the face from a nation of sore losers. And so Menagerie was born. There's still faunus all over the world, though the fair treatment they were promised varies in quality from place to place. But Menagerie will always be their safe haven. Here's the thing, though. You can only push and prod people so much before they reach a tipping point.
Yeah.
When you pack those people together, it just makes it all the easier for them to get organized and get even.
Very interesting stuff, guys. Next one. There's only one more after this, if I'm remembering correctly. The Schnee Dust Company. Oh, good.
Alright. What was I supposed to talk about next?
Uncle Crow.
Oh boy.
Good old Drunkle Crow.
Okay. I've got a few words to say about this one. Schnee Dust Company. Bunch of self-entitled, monopolizing SNOBs who only care about making a profit.
SNOBs? I thought he said SOBs for a second, but it was SNOBs.
That's just my opinion. As you all know, our survival in the world of Remnant depends almost entirely on a crystallized substance known as dust. It powers our cities, fuels our machines, and gives us a fighting chance against the creatures of Grim. Which means it's extremely valuable. Nowadays, it's almost impossible to buy dust products without the Schnee Company snowflake stamped on the box. It didn't always used to be that way. Nicholas Schnee was the son of a dust miner turned soldier, born just after the Great War. He found himself at the perfect point in history to take full advantage of the world's next industrial revolution. The kingdom of Mantle, soon to be Atlas, was in a transformative period. They found themselves on the forefront of technology, but realized they depleted nearly all of their natural resources to do so. That's where old Nick came in. Rather than watch his kingdom become dependent on the aid of others, young Nicholas Schnee decided to spend his days at combat school, his nights working alongside his father in the dwindling Mantle mines, and any time in between learning everything he could about anything he didn't know. That kid had a fire in his belly. When his father died, he left his son everything he had. It wasn't much. It was enough for Nick to set his plan into action. He left school, rallied all the men he could afford, and set out on an expedition to find a dust deposit that could revitalize his kingdom. Wouldn't you know, he actually pulled it off. Fast forward just a few years, and the name Schnee suddenly meant something. Quality, affordability, trust. See, all those years spent in combat school were so that Nick could personally oversee every new expedition. People appreciate a man who's willing to stick his neck out. That's how the Schnee Dust Company earned the business of every kingdom in Remnant. Unfortunately, it's also what led to an early retirement. Nick had started a family that missed him, and his body was tired. Years of working in dust mines can have some nasty side effects on their health. So enter Jacques. Having married into the family, Jacques decided to take the Schnee name over his own. He was a lot of words I shouldn't repeat.
That is awesome.
Convinced Nicholas that he was the perfect man to run the SDC in his place. And from a certain point of view, he was right. Under Jacques' leadership, the Schnee Dust Company has become more profitable than ever, completely dominating the industry at the cost of the company's soul. Cheap labor, dangerous working conditions, doing whatever it takes to destroy the competition. Jacques Schnee doesn't care about people. He cares about winning. That, and making sure he's got the best damn PR team in the world. The Schnee name still means something today. But as for what it will mean tomorrow, well, your guess is as good as mine.
Come on, wife, save the company. Last one. Let's see what this one's called. The Great War. Okay.
The Great War. What a terrible name for such a horrible time in history. Though the war itself lasted around 10 years, the century leading up to it was filled with so much tension, you might as well lump them together. And most of that tension was coming from Mistral. Territories rich with resources and safe from Grim have always been in high demand. But the Emperor of Mistral had managed to conquer nearly all that Anima had to offer, thanks in part to an unlikely friend, Mantle. The two kingdoms had formed an alliance. Mistral provided the small kingdom with goods unavailable in the frozen tundra. In return, Mantle introduced technological innovation, as well as guidance in the settlement of Anima's cold, northern territory. It was good, until it wasn't. An incident in Mantle led to a strange and unexpected decree. The abolishment of the arts of repression and self-expression.
Ooh.
The people of Mantle had come to believe that they would be much safer from the Grim if they could simply keep the emotions of the masses in check. Given Mistral's strong, artistic culture, many assumed this would be the end of their alliance. But they were wrong. Mistral complied, selectively, enforcing Mantle's wishes only in the outer territories, allowing the centralized powers to continue to live as they pleased. If you haven't caught on yet, Mistral's full of jerks. The people of Vale had a problem with this. Well, they had a problem with a lot of things Mistral and Mantle had been up to. Treatment of their citizens, use of slave labor, and their constant insistence that their way of life was what was best for everyone. Eventually, Mistral made the jump across the sea to the eastern coast of Samus. The small islands and peninsulas in the area were perfect to establish a settlement. They were so perfect, in fact, that Vale had just begun settling the area themselves. I think we can all guess what happened next. The King of Vale did everything he could to avoid armed conflict. Despite cries from his people, he insisted on sharing the land with the settlers from Mistral. But to this day, no one knows who shot first. What began as a riot between the two bands of settlers suddenly became the first battle of the Great War. Mantle quickly came to Mistral's side. Battles were fought on both Sanis and Anima soil. Villages were lost to both combat and Grim. And it wasn't long before Vacuo decided to join the party. Up to this point, Vacuo had done its best to stay out of the fight. Mantle and Mistral, having both already established a small presence in Vacuo territory years before, promised to leave them provided they didn't interfere. Soon, those talks evolved. It went from don't side with them to side with us and to be safe. Vacuo did not much care for that. They came to the conclusion that if Vale were to fall, there'd be no one left to stop Mistral and Mantle from conquering them next. So they did what they considered to be the logical thing. They drove Mantle and Mistral out of Vacuo and told Vale they had their backs. I love their style.
Crow is a good narrator.
Grim attacks increased worldwide. On the battlefield, this meant a temporary ceasefire in order to deal with the hordes of monsters before returning to the fight at hand. Those left miserable back at home, however, were often helpless with their best warriors away fighting the good fight. A lot of settlements were lost during these years, and most were never reclaimed.
Oh, wow.
Rations on food and dust were put into effect. Development of technology accelerated. Humans and faunas who fought alongside one another became closer. Every day, mankind grew more and more efficient at destroying itself.
Wow.
But it all ended in the Vacuo campaign. Mistral and Mantle knew that if they could take the dust mines of Vacuo, they would effectively cut off the supply of dust to their enemy. It was to be a final devastating blow to Vale and Vacuo. They were only half right. The King of Vale personally led his army into battle alongside the soldiers of Vacuo and decimated the enemy forces. Crown atop his head and armed only with a sword and his scepter, he laid waste to countless men.
Armed only with a sword and a scepter? This sounds kind of familiar. Who do I know only carries a sword? Well, sword and a shield, I should say.
The terror of the warrior king were born that day.
I wonder,
I'll tell you most of these stories.
is Jean related to the King of Vale?
Unusually violent weather conditions, combined with Mantle's unfamiliarity with the desert combat, are likely what led to such a high death count. But whatever the reasoning, everyone.
And also, is the veil person have like bull horns? Is that a faunus?
The Great War had ended. The world was ready to live under the rule of Veil. The king refused. The leaders of the four kingdoms met on the island of Vital, and it was there that they worked together to form a treaty and establish the future of Remnant.
Ah, the Vital Festival. I get it now.
Territories were redistributed, slavery was abolished, governments restructured, and the warrior king, the last king Veil would ever have, founded the Huntsman Academies and placed his most trusted followers in command of each kingdom's school. He would teach the world to fight so long as we promised to fight for ourselves.
Because I remember Jean said that it was a family heirloom that his sword was.
Seems like we
So I'm really wondering if he is related to the king somehow. That would be an interesting lore. Guys, back me up on this. I mean, it's a plausible theory. I mean, John himself said that it was that his sword was in his family for a long time, or I may be misquoting that, but it could be the king's sword. All right. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for supporting me this far in my YouTube career. Hopefully my career continues to grow and I can help entertain more people around the world and around the... I said that wrong. Hopefully I can entertain more people all over the country and around the world, hopefully. So guys, I have to say thank you for everything that you've done for me so far. And I'm going to continue making videos in the future. So if you want to pass the joy on to others, share this video with your friends. Set that like button free. Comment and subscribe. And I shall see you and all 100 of your beautiful faces in the next videos. So, laters!
Let the bass go!